Tickets and ticketfm.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Husker fans watch women's basketball, so we can't wait to see you in the stands at Pinnacle Bank Arena this season. Single game tickets start at just $12, making it easier than ever to watch the Huskers from the best seat in the house. Don't miss your chance to witness the energy, the hustle, and the heart of this team live in PBA. Huskers watch women's basketball, so get your tickets now at huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Hi, Charlie Stone here, and it's that time of the year again. Time for the annual Happy Honda Days at Honda of Lincoln. With me on the line, Andy Goodyear, to tell us all about it.
The exciting news is we have more selection and more savings. We have over 400 new 2025 and 2026 Hondas to choose from, with a great opportunity to get year-end savings on every remaining new 2025.
Do you have some Happy Honda Day specials?
Sure do, Charlie. For example, you can lease a new 2025 Accord Sport Hybrid for just $349 a month, and we have financing from just 0% APR. We've also included over 125 pre-owned of all makes and models, and as always, our certified pre-owns are in this sale as well.
Well, maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations. All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Strap up your headgear and try not to hit the mat too hard. This is Takedown Tuesday with Nebraska Wrestling National Champion Ridge Lovett.
Oh my goodness. It hits up. Short time. Right down to the wire. And the drought is over. Nebraska with a national champion for the first time since 2011. What started in Post Falls, Idaho, is punctuated in Philadelphia. Ridge Lovett in his 6th year, a title winner.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by Stevens & Smith Construction and the Teammates Mentoring Program. With your look inside Husker Wrestling, here is your host, Ridge Lovett.
Welcome to Takedown Tuesday on 93.7 The Ticket. Ridge Lovett, Harrison Arns. No guest today. We're maybe thinking Coach Manny was going to pop in, but it not looking like it. So the two of us are going to be holding it down.
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
He is.
And if he shows up, whenever he shows up, even if we got 2 minutes, he's welcome to have his piece on the Husker Wrestling program. But Ridge, you're the professional on it. Well, we talked about it a little bit, but I want to recap Brown in Missouri.
Yeah, those duels, we kind of went out there and got to business, wrestling the way that Brown went exactly how we expected it to go. Wanted a win out of Scotty at 49, right? Having that 0 up on the scoreboard would have been nice. But, he's still young, redshirt freshman, coming off an ACL injury. We talked about a little bit about that yesterday. So, that kind of dampens that growth ability.
Yeah.
Right? All summer, that's a great time to start getting better. The coaches are in the room. They're not so much focused on the 10 guys that are wrestling, all the 10 starters. They can kind of, spread a lot of that focus out. And doing rehab all summer, like you're in the room, you're obtaining that knowledge, watching workouts, but at the same time, you're not getting that hands-on experience, drilling this stuff, like really growing. So, he's still coming along, super hard worker. So, he'll figure it out. But Lamer coming back soon. Still, we talked a little bit about that yesterday too. A little bit. Don't quite know if he's going to be back for the Oklahoma State duel or not. But if not for the Oklahoma State duel, every event after that.
This should be good because you got UNI after Oklahoma State.
Mm-hmm.
You got a nice little stretch coming up here. Well, not you, but the wrestling program does.
Yeah. And we have a little bit of a rivalry with UNI. Those are always tight duels. They're a tough team. They're well coached. So, that'll be a good one to come in with our full lineup.
Really? UNI? There's a little bit of a rivalry?
Mm-hmm. Because
that start?
We lost to them last year.
But is it purely based off of last year, or was it existing before?
No, we always have tight duels with them. They've been tough. Like my whole career, they've been tough. I remember my freshman year, that was my first match, and I lost there when we pulled my red shirt. I went out there, got put on my back. It was tough. It was tough. But we won a heater. It was a super tight duel, and then we wrestled them at home, and I think that we won on tiebreaker. The score at the end
brought it.
Yeah. Score at the end of the duel was tied, and Silas pinned a kid in the scramble with his legs kind of sat on his head almost and caught the kid on his back. Quick fall. Was he pinned? Was he not? That was we were excited. We were like, yeah, he was stuck. But it's always tight. It's always tight. They're just hard nosed, tough because they tore down West Gym where they used to practice and compete.
Mm-hmm.
They built their own wrestling room.
So it's not just a program; it's an investment down there.
Yeah,
what you're telling me.
Yeah, somebody donated a little pole barn type of deal, and they put up their own wall mats. They built their own sauna. Because we worked out there last year when we went, and they were telling us like they built everything in there themselves. So they're committed. They're a tough team. So even the stretch doesn't get any easier. Then once we get into the Big Ten schedule, we have a 5 dual stretch it's pretty tough. That Minnesota, Ohio State, Iowa, Penn State, that's going to be a tough little stretch. Minnesota's in there as well.
How's Northwestern?
Not great.
Okay.
Not great. We should kind of put a whooping on them a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, that is a tough stretch. Minnesota, Iowa, Ohio State, and you saw Ohio State. Have they been picking up right where they left off since that tournament that you guys met them in?
Yeah. They're cruising right along. They're tough. That's a tough out.
Give me some of the risers and fallers in the Big Ten that you're kind of seeing right now that are maybe expected or shocking.
Well, Penn State. They're
Yeah.
gonna be good. Ohio State I wasn't expecting them to be as good as they are. Then once I kind of looked through at their lineup, I was like, I just hadn't taken a good look at it.
Yeah, DP called it. I mean, remember he got down there and just like warm ups. Everybody's like, Ohio State looks significantly different right now.
Yeah, they're
not saying anything nefarious, but that team
they have a tough group.
Really, yeah,
they
did
just
a lot.
moved up to number 2 in the rankings, or no, they put them ahead of Penn State now. They're number 1 in the rankings. At least on Flow Wrestling they were, which is where I get most of my stuff from. They do a good job covering everything. But this last weekend was good. Brown, the boys got to work. Bunch of points, scored a bunch of points. Like we were saying yesterday, Trelly routed off 20 points in 2 minutes. Tofi, 24 in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Brock got a fall. That was a good duel. Everyone came out firing. Everything was good to go. Then we got to Mizzou, right? And the show we did before with Greasy, I was walking through it and I was like, this might be tight. This might be a close duel. But we got it started from 25 all the way through. Kind of blew the doors off them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. Winning's contagious. If you can start off good, that can kind of start to snowball a little bit and you can really start knocking some dudes off.
I think that's what we saw last year when you guys finally got down to postseason, and especially when you guys got, started making some waves in those brackets, and then you end up with a couple of national champions. But it wasn't just you and Taylor. There was a ton of dudes pulling off some major wins that put Nebraska in that position at 2. Because what were they projected before it started? Like 4, 3?
We were top 5, but we weren't.
They weren't
have
2.
us into number 2. No.
Yeah.
But it's winning's contagious. We had Van D dropped his first match. Caleb dropped his second match. Camden McDaniel dropped his first match. Lenny dropped his first match. So it was like the first round was tough. It was like, dang, because you wrestle the first round and then you don't wrestle again until that night. So we all went back to the hotel. We were kind of scrolling through the brackets, seeing what was going on. Like, dang, we dropped 4. Well, I guess we dropped 3 that first session. Then Caleb lost that night. So after day 1, we were like, dang, like that hurts a little bit. But then they just started rattling off wins, because if you lose, you're done for the session, but you have 2 every session after that. So then, like that first night session, Van D had 2 matches, Camden had 2 matches, Lenny had 2 matches. All of them finished those ones clean, and then from that point forward, it was a while before we lost again.
That's crazy, because you're putting yourself in a tough spot like that too, and you got to go match after match. That's taxing on the endurance.
Oh, absolutely.
How beat up were guys after that tournament?
Usually you leave pretty banged up. Scratches, black eye, ribs are hurting, back sore. This year, this was the first year that I didn't leave feeling like I got ran over by a truck. That was the first time. Every other time before that, I'm walking out of the arena, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to do nothing. But like I was a little sore, but I wasn't in any like real pain, which was a first.
Yeah, I think it's violent for obvious reasons. Off the text line, you guys are welcome to join in again. We got Ridge Lovett in here. 8094 chimes in, says, Ridge, would you change any folk style rules? For examples like headgear, step out, stalling.
I don't like the step out rule. I think that edge wrestling is really exciting. I think that they need to make the edge of the match bigger. The out of bounds area needs to be bigger, right? Because you have like Harley Andrews, one of our heavyweights, is 6'5".
Yep.
6'4", 6'5". If he's in like a split position and the other dude has 1 foot in bounds, they cover a lot of distance. And if you touch off the mat at all, wrestling stops, right? So with these big dudes who take up a lot of space, that's one thing that I would change, is I would make the out of bounds area bigger so you can promote more of that out of bounds wrestling. Headgear optional. I don't wear headgear in the wrestling room. I only wear it in competition. So if we could kind of eliminate that. And the biggest thing that I would change would be the unsportsmanlike team point. If there's an unsportsmanlike call, match point, that's whatever. But taking away a team point is crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know where the wrestling world will land on that one. Do you think more people would agree with you on that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's the only sport where we really do that, where we just take a team point away.
Yeah.
In basketball, they make someone hits a 3.
Yeah, I guess
if you step on the court, they took a point off the board. You hit a buzzer beater that sent it to OT. Your teammates jump up and they step on the floor. They're like, nope, take a team point away. Yeah, sorry guys, you guys lost. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, you need a lighter punishment.
100%. I think match point is fine. Take away or give the other guy a point, whatever you want to do. But that would, if I could change one thing that I think would make an immediate impact, would be that. I think it's unnecessary. Or just go to yellow cards. Like, hey, here's your yellow card. If you do another one, you're DQ'd.
That makes sense too. You just get your warning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Wrestling is
because a bunch of it is like for celebrations. Like if you throw your headgear in any way, if you slam it, if you toss it to your coaches, and now even if you slide it across the mat,
what's the deal with that?
I don't know.
Excessive celebration about the headgear.
Mm-hmm. Excessive celebration, pretty much.
How many times have you gotten the?
None.
Okay.
But they added because I would always just take my headgear off and just slide it across the mat to the corner. But now you can't even slide it because they said if you toss it to your coaches, team point. If you throw it to your coaches, team point. So to get around that
doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know where
it's dumb.
Is there quote unquote unwritten rules in wrestling? Some of those sports, baseball is the most notorious for it. You got a million stupid unwritten rules.
Not really. Wrestling with all that stuff, it's poured on. If you're ahead by 10, it's not like, okay, we sit on the brakes. You don't do that. No, you work to finish the match. If you get a chance to throw this kid on his head, you throw him on his head. If you can end the match, you end it. Right. So not really the unwritten rules. That's the biggest one for me. Because my freshman year, and the clip that we watched a couple months ago of Zay White when he got the pin in the last duel, he stood up and like snatched off his headgear, and CJ stepped on the mat to give him a high five, and they took a team point away. It was like if that would have been a match deciding team point, because we lost 2, because Mikey spiked his headgear, CJ stepped on the mat to give him a high five, and like at this point the duel's over. And they still took a team point. Like what happens if the fans would have rushed the mat? What are they going to do then? Are they going to take away a team point for every single person? I don't know.
That logic, they think they would.
Right. I think it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't know that was that big of a deal, but they didn't realize taking away an entire team point.
Mm-hmm. And like some of the bigger tournaments, you'll see like a white line in the corner. The coaches are not allowed to step outside of that line. Control a mat violation, 1 team point. It's stupid. It's so dumb.
Like I don't mind the rules around it. It's just the team point is devastating.
Mm-hmm.
That's a way too severe of a penalty. Anything else you'd change? The stalling. I think that's where Joe on YouTube really wants to know if you're like where you're at. He says stalling is so inconsistently called or not called.
100%. The biggest one that I've seen recently, like biggest examples, would be in the Iowa State duel a couple weeks ago. Super good duel, but at the beginning of the duel, the refs were kind of nervous to call stall calls. Like they were a little shaky with it. And then at the end of the duel, if they were handing them out left and right, and I was like the inconsistency just through that duel is crazy, but that's all discretion stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the same thing as, I mean, you see it now all the time in the NFL now is like pass interference calls, just discretion. They're not all called fairly.
No. And the refs can call it at any point. It's like, just because you are not attacking does not mean that you are stalling. Like in the MJ Guyton and Patrick Kennedy match in that duel, they sent the ref chose to send that match to OT. That was the ref's choice. I didn't think Guyton was stalling, and he routed off 2 or 3 stall calls in the third period. I was like, the kid did all the work. He has 2 takedowns. Why does he have to keep shooting now? Just because Kennedy's losing and shooting like crazy does not mean that this kid is stalling. So I think that they need to address it and just because you are winning does not mean that you are stalling.
Is there like a criteria for that call? Unlike, these things make it stalling.
A lot of it's discretion. There's a few positions where like if you're on top and you drop down to an ankle, the ref can count to 5 and then that is a stall call. If you are on the ankle for 5 seconds, it's a stalling. But at any point, the ref can call stalling at any point. So if you get to 3 and then you climb back up and then you drop back down, the ref can ding you for stalling, even though you never got to your 5 count. So it's like there's some give and take there. But the only one that I do like is the backing out of bounds. If you back out of bounds and both wrestlers go off the mat, backing out is a stall call, which I like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Stay on the mat, keep wrestling, and you can game it a little bit. Like you see kids kind of like work towards the edge and then circle back in and then push the other guy out. And they started calling push out. Like if you push the other guy off the mat, they'll ding you for a stall call, which cost me a match a couple years ago at Arizona State against Parco, where he backed from the middle all the way to the edge, and then we got on the edge, so I just pushed him out of bounds. So they called me.
I don't like that. I don't know how I feel about that one.
I was like, I'm looking at my coaches. I'm like, well, what are we? Because you can't challenge it. Stalling is you can't challenge stalling. So we were just like,
stay on the mat.
Well, I guess I lose then. Like, okay. So I don't know. Stalling's a slippery slope. I do think that there needs to be some more discussion in it amongst the refs themselves, because there's inconsistencies based on conference. The Big Ten refs ref the Big Ten. Big 12 refs ref the Big 12. Right. And when I'm watching the matches, the refs ref differently.
Yeah, you see that in a lot of sports. Because like I hate to do this to our own Big Ten, but we got our officiating crew in football. Not always great.
No.
You know, I've done a lot of these games. When I watch SEC ball, not a SEC, big time supporter or anything, but I feel like their games are just always officiated at a higher level of consistency. It's okay if it's different, but at least it's consistent. And with the Big Ten, it's just, it's up and down. You see that? Like, what's the most, if you wanted a good officiating crew, which conference are you pulling them from in wrestling?
Oh my goodness. I would say the Big Ten, but there's some refs in the Big Ten that I personally never really got
we don't
along
have to
with,
name them or anything.
But the Big Ten definitely does the best job.
Okay.
Big Ten does the best job.
Well, I guess SEC is not going to have anybody, but what was it? What was one school? Missouri. Duh. Then we just played them, and they don't. Nobody else, which is crazy.
It's easily the best for wrestling. Big Ten for sure. Because like watching the Big 12 championships and stuff, like some of it, I'm like, there's no way. Like and a lot of it is the stall calls. They let a lot more of that stuff slide. The Big Tens, if you back out of bounds, they're dinging you. There's no action calls. They're like, you backed out of bounds, that's stalling. And then if there is a little bit of action that takes it out, they'll be like, okay, yep, action, no stall called. Get back to the middle. Let's keep wrestling. But the Big 12s, they're a little more
lenient.
Yeah.
I think
most of it will not be stall calls. And some of them are pretty ticky-tacky. Like a whole bunch of action happens and it takes it to the edge. And then one guy just kind of backs out of bounds and they'll ding them. I'm like, see, like I understand, yes, they did back out of bounds, but all the action took it to the edge. It was like that was a crazy scramble, crazy flurry. A whole bunch of stuff was going on. Boom, they pop up to their feet. One kid goes out of bounds. They're stalling. I was like, there was no stalling there. That was fantastic wrestling. They took the action almost out of bounds, and then the kid steps out, and then
you just reset.
But, reffing's hard. Reffing's hard.
Especially in wrestling. That's a tough one to officiate as well. A lot of stalling has got a lot of people fired up here. Joe, that's exactly what I'm talking about with step outs or the push outs when you're at the edge of the map, situations like that. And then beef and wrestler need more stalling called on top, in my opinion. Look at how rarely Starachi, am I saying that right? Got turns and stalls rarely for both.
Yeah, the back hook, sit on the ankle. I call it the Penn State stall ride. They're hard to get away from, but right, they've started putting a big emphasis on when you're on top, you need to be working for turns. Right, I never really got dinged for stalling on top, and when I would, it would be because I missed something. Like I tell kids in the room, like, you get a free swing at whatever move you want. Anything you want, you get a free swing at it, and if you miss, just hold on to their ankle. 5 seconds, they'll stop it. You reset back to top and bottom, right? So take your stall call. But you should be working the turn when you're on top, right? But more stalling top and bottom. I think less stalling neutral, unless it's like obvious somebody is evading the action. If they are working to the edge of the mat, don't wait till they go out of bounds to ding them once.
Right.
Like call them for stalling when they're still in the circle while they're still wrestling, and hopefully that'll fix something. And if it doesn't, ding them again and give the other guy a point.
Yeah. It's I don't know. The problem, only thing I have with wrestling is it's hard for fans to watch when they don't know all the rules.
Yeah. And
that's where the stuff with the stalling calls.
Year.
Exactly. And then when you have those inconsistencies, because it looks awesome, like just watching it, anybody's going to enjoy themselves. But, you'll hear it, especially from people that don't know wrestling, and they're talking about it, and they'll straight up tell you, like, we look good. I couldn't tell you necessarily who's winning this one, even though it looks like our guy's dominating.
And there's been a lot of talk about when people drop down to a knee, right? Because Drake Ayala at 133 from Iowa, Angelo Ferrari from Iowa, their 84-pounder, AJ's little brother, they drop down to a knee a lot and wrestle from there. And it's really hard to take someone down when they're on a knee.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to their legs. You really almost stuck with trying to grab a front headlock. And I don't know how to call that one because I've never had a problem wrestling people who drop down on a knee. They drop down on a knee, I drop down on a knee, close the distance, tie up with them, and make them wrestle back up to their feet. If they don't come up to their feet, I'm just gonna run them over. Right. So there's ways around it, but that's been a big conversation on Twitter and all the wrestling pages have been talking about it. Like, should we ding this for stalling? I don't like it, whatever. But at the same time, like, it's wrestling. Just because this kid drops down onto a knee, you're going to stand in front of him, let him take you down. No shot. Go wrestle.
Yeah, I think that's part of the game in that one.
100%.
That's nothing crazy, especially in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're getting that in UFC all the time, too, where people get upset with the guys that are grappling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you get the guy who's just, like, laying down, who's just like, obviously the ref's going to make him stand up. But the guys that are great at grappling, well, that's your problem.
Mm-hmm. And if someone wants to drop down to a knee and you don't want to wrestle them there, just back up and stand there and look at them. Right? It's like, come on, you got to get up. Then the ref will probably get involved. If they just drop down into a knee and they're just sitting there, I would just back up and be like, come on, buddy. You got to get up.
Yeah, because that'd be stalling on their part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're sitting over there on a knee. I'll be like, come on.
You don't have to engage in anyways.
No, we saw that Vito Arujá did that to the Lehigh 33-pounder Crookham at Nationals. He had lost to him twice that year, and Crookham was kind of playing the edge a little bit. He was backing up, so Vito just stopped back to the middle of the mat and just pointed at the middle. He was like, come on, right here. We're wrestling right here. We're not wrestling over there on the edge, right here. And then Crookham's walks over to the middle and boom, gets taken down. It's like, yeah, see? Sometimes don't rely on the ref. Tervel was just talking about that a little bit, about when someone gets in on your leg late in a match, because LJ Arujá was in that spot in his match. He was short time left. It's getting a little dicey. Kid's in on his leg. And sometimes kids will look at the ref and like, just hold on. Like, hopefully he stops and calls a stalemate. Well, there's 15 seconds left in the match. The ref's not going to stop it. Right. So just keep wrestling. Don't ever rely on the ref to try to save you. Just do the work. Right. And if that means disengaging, coming back to the middle and being like, get up, like, let's go, let's scrap. Then, sometimes you got to kind of adjust it a little bit. But
I guess well said. It's any sport.
A lot of
the moment you're relying on the refs to win is you have problems. Mm-hmm. Like if that's your priority, it's like, well, I'll use the ref to help me out here. Well, we do got to go ahead and throw it to break. On the other side, I do want to get just kind of another Big Ten picture about everyone in the Big Ten and the wrestling program. Like I said, some of those risers and fallers. Don't go anywhere. We do got Ridge Lovett, Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s. Appreciate you guys listening. Don't go anywhere. Takedown Tuesdays, 93.7 The Ticket.
All ticketing options for the 2026 Love Nebraska season are now available. Single match tickets start as low as $16, even cheaper if you want to bring a group. Don't miss your chance to see professional stars like Jordan Larson and Lexi Rodriguez in action this season. Purchase your preferred ticketing option today by visiting lovbneb.com/tickets. Husker fans watch women's basketball, so we can't wait to see you in the stands at Pinnacle Bank Arena this season. Single game tickets start at just $12, making it easier than ever to watch the Huskers from the best seat in the house. Don't miss your chance to witness the energy, the hustle, and the heart of this team live in PBA. Huskers watch women's basketball, so get your tickets now at huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Here at Midwest Bank, we want to thank all the generous donors who helped us make our 2025 turkey dinner for schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, we raised enough money to provide 191 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, we've made Thanksgiving Day for these families a little brighter. We want to wish everyone a healthy and happy Thanksgiving. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak. Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Bank Strong, and the Ad Council.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies, be breezy and warm, with a high near 56. Tonight, a chance of sprinkles, otherwise partly cloudy skies, be breezy, low around 32. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies, but it will be windy and colder, with a high just 35. I'm meteorologist Kyle Lovett for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
With your look inside Husker Wrestling, here is your host, Ridge Lovett, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Takedown Tuesday on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm your host, Ridge Lovett, Harrison Arns. So, risers and fallers in the Big Ten.
Yeah, also, since I see a little bit on the text line, who are like the best coaches in the Big Ten not named Mark Manning? Like, is there a Mount Rushmore or is there a dignified order? Or some hot coaches coming into the scene that maybe are going to cause problems?
Well, Cale Sanderson.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Even, I guess, not the Big Ten, because how long has Schwab been there for UNI?
He's been there for a little while.
He's got that thing going.
Yeah, Panther train is all steam ahead, right? They lost some of their hammers, but they're tough.
Is there like the Mount Rushmore of wrestling coaches all time?
Yeah, probably Cale's found his way on there. You could maybe
fans can join in too. You guys want to put yours on here? I'm curious.
Dan Gable.
Yep.
I don't remember if it was John Smith or whoever was there before John at Oklahoma State who won a bunch of national titles, because Oklahoma State coaches have to be on there. They're still in the lead for most national titles. Cale, Gable.
Yeah, John Smith. 5 titles. Holy smokes.
Who was before him?
Before succeeded by David Taylor. That's after.
Because I'm pretty sure Gable has the most, and I don't know if it's particularly close. Cale might
Joe
be.
CA was before. Before John Smith, it was the primary head coach leading up to him were Joe CA 89 to 90, if I'm saying that right. SEAY. He did win some titles, but he faced sanctions. Okay. I'm not sure if that's why he was way out, but he only had 1 year.
And then who was the one before that?
Tommy Chesbro.
I don't know.
Coach in 1971.
Through 89?
He was 1971 all the way up to like 89, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely won some titles then, I would guess.
Yeah, added to the championship count. That's all it says. Doesn't tell me how many.
Yeah. I don't know. I can give you 3. But there's
Dan Gable, everyone's going to keep throwing that in there. You said Akil Sanderson. That's pretty universally agreed upon. John Smith, Dale Thomas. You pretty much named all the ones that they have. Dale Thomas with 34 seasons. All the way back there in 1923. So if it doesn't ring a bell, that's probably why.
Yeah, that's
back there in history.
my grandparents weren't born yet. Shoot, that's not on me.
No, tells you how long the sport goes and why some of those programs are good. Oklahoma State makes way more sense now when you go through their coaching record.
Yeah,
That's the same reason why Nebraska football held on to success until they didn't. And now hopefully we're back. We'll knock on wood. We got Utah coming up. Same thing for volleyball. You go from great coach to year one and probably a great coach.
That's what
Danny
it's looking
Busterman,
like.
Kelly, that were
That's what it's
undefeated.
looking like.
Jalen Ray is coming up in the next hour, by the way, if you want your volleyball info.
Man, the man.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he helps the simpletons like myself, helps me understand the game. It's crazy how much goes into
I
it.
watched my sister play volleyball growing up, but it was club volleyball. I wasn't most of the time I was off running around doing other stuff when I was there watching. I would just go sit down and watch the game.
Yep.
But I didn't know really what I was watching. I was like, yeah, they won or they lost. I can see the points. Yep, we're winning. Okay, good.
My
Losing,
senior year,
bad.
I started getting into it more because our girls team was undefeated all the way to the state championship game. Then they lost to blanking on the team. I'd been like Boone Central or something. They had this girl. She was going to Wisconsin. She was like 6'5", just a giant. We didn't have an answer for her. That's why I started watching because, I was like, wow, our team's pretty good. And then I saw that one chick who was committed to Wisconsin. I'm like, holy smokes, this chick's a freak athlete. It gets more and more entertaining. And it's awesome being Nebraska where it's grown. Sorry to pull this thing into volleyball, but
all good. It's hard not to when you're in Lincoln.
Well, and especially when they're in the tournament right now and everything's just clicking right along.
A lot of volleyball talk.
And the basketball's going on. We did all this on yesterday during all that, but just a lot of good things going on. And now the wrestling program's kind of pulling it out of the woodwork as well. Well, I don't say pulling it out because I think Mark Manning, when he came in here, he broke it down pretty well. Like, not that he was telling everybody like it's okay, but
Like, hey, tough performance. Some dudes were banged up.
yeah, dudes were hurt.
We're gonna be back,
right?
And that's the thing with wrestling is that individually, it doesn't dual scores. I do think that they should make the national duels for the team title, and then in March, I don't think that the team title should be decided at the NCAA tournament. I think they should have a duels tournament because going to the tournament is fun. It's exciting. But there's 8 mats, a lot going on. You're trying to just follow your 10 guys, 9 guys, however you get in, right? Which plays a factor.
Yep.
And duels are more exciting.
They are.
Because a big upset does a lot more in a duel than it will for you in the tournament. Because if you lose in the tournament, you wrestle back through, get third, you pick up some bonus points along the way. The difference between first and third isn't going to be that much. But in a duel, you get points, they get 0. Right, so it
puts it more on the line, especially when you get to the upper levels.
100%.
Like you're not going to have that benefit of the doubt.
Like national duels was awesome, and they were wrestling for money, which was cool. But we didn't have Penn State. Right, Penn State wasn't there, and a lot of people online were saying, "Well, Penn State would have walked through everybody." I don't not think they would have. There's some of the dudes on their team would have taken some losses, right? So good on them for staying out. I guess they all stay pretty much clean, but. We've seen it from them in the past. They don't go to a lot of the big tournaments. They only really wrestle tough duels in the Big Ten schedule. Outside of that, they wrestle small schools. They don't wrestle any hammers. They wrestled Lehigh, kind of beat up on them a little bit. I think it was 36-6. They dropped two matches, but
You guys had pretty similar results against Lehigh.
Lehigh's tough. They're a tough out. Those kids, they're tough.
Well, they were in that tournament for a reason. The
Mhm.
Paycor one down there in Tulsa.
Yeah, I don't know if that. Yeah, we wrestled them first there.
Yeah.
They were tough. They came to scrap. They have some dudes on their team who can win matches. We've seen them win big matches. And I don't think Stanich wrestled in that one either, and neither did Kirkham.
They were short. I do remember that walking in. There was a couple dudes that
I don't think they
did the
wrestled
day
this
before.
weekend either. I don't think they wrestled against Penn State. I'd have to go back and look at the box score to see if those guys stepped on the mat. But I'm pretty sure that they didn't. But Stanich just won a world title.
Mhm.
He's fresh off a world title, nursing some injuries. And when he comes back, he's going to be a problem at 41. The 33-pounder, he beat Vito Arujá twice, and Vito went on and won NCAAs pretty handedly. Kind of beat up on everybody.
If he gets, he'll be in postseason if he gets healthy.
They're going to be back. Those kids are going to be problems at the NCAA tournament, right? Especially in the EIWA, they'll probably send all 10. Not a super tough conference. Because I went up there on a coaching interview, was talking to them. They're like, yeah, we'll probably win the EIWAs every single year. Right, we'll probably go to nationals every year with 10 guys.
Who's the next closest team in there, or is it just a crapshoot every year?
It's first and then everybody else. And it's they because all the Ivies left, and with the Ivies, there's some Princeton kids who are tough. Cornell's always good, but like outside of those two, there's some Penn dudes in there who can wrestle. But for the most part, outside of those, Cornell's the best in the Ivy. And then there's some dudes on Princeton. There's some dudes on Penn. A couple of other teams like have some guys, but not a full lineup the way Cornell. They do a good job.
Wouldn't expect Cornell to be the team.
Yeah, they're tough. Those guys, they've struggled climbing up those ranks, but 2 years ago at NCAAs, I think that they took third, second. Like we had more All-Americans than them. They just had a champ. Right. And that's when that's part of the reason why getting a champ at the NCAA tournament obviously helps with the team points and stuff. But they had all their placers placed really well, which is another thing that you need. Like Penn State broke the record this year, and they only had like Starachi won it, and that might have been it. I think they only had one champ, but it was like every guy on their team that lost. No, Messenbrink and Messenbrink. They had two champs. I think they had 3 finalists, but it's like everybody on their team who lost wrestled back through and took third. Right. And that is huge factor.
Yeah. I want to double check, make sure. I think it is just the 2 though. Yeah, just the 2.
Yeah, just the 2 champs.
5-time champ.
Mm-hmm.
Sarachi.
And a
Messenbrink.
Yep.
Yeah, what was the other one?
Messenbrink's tough. That kid's tough. He's good. Wrestles with an unbelievable pace. Just breaks kids. They just quit. Starachi was a little bit different. He never broke position. Just walked people down the whole time. Took advantage of that backing out of bounds rule.
Yeah.
Just walked people to the edge the whole time. And that probably plays into some of the stalling, like why he didn't get called for stalling on top, is because when he was on his feet, it just looks like the other guy's just backing up the whole time because Starachi's just pushing him the whole match. So it was like when he's on top, it was like, well, the kid wasn't doing anything on his feet, and now he's on bottom, not really doing anything. Well, top guy's just holding him there. He's not letting him up. He's not trying to turn him. He's just holding him. But it seemed like after all those dudes on Penn State lost, they like almost all of them wrestled back through and took third. It was impressive. I know Lilydal took third, Bartlett took third, Van Ness took third, Kasak took third, right? So when you have those guys dropping onto the backside and then they come through with a vengeance, picking up bonus point wins left and right, pinning kids, teching kids, they did a really good job.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to. If you're Penn State, you get that's a pride factor coming in there, and then you get some lesser opponents. They're all damn good at that point in time, but you come back from the bottom, build some momentum.
Yeah, and especially like when you have the kids that lost, maybe not in the semis. Well, even if they lose in the semis, they drop down, and it's like, well, this kid might have already wrestled 5 matches. So he's going to be beat up. He's going to be tired. But at the same time, you can kind of catch kids after a loss. They lose in the morning in the semis, and you catch them at night. So, ooh, now you're going to, that might be a problem. This dude he might still be sad boy hours.
Did you have to wrestle back up or did you just win straight?
I went straight.
Yeah, I was going to say, Taylor, same thing.
Mm-hmm. If you lose, you can't win. Best you can do is third. One loss and your best you can do is third.
Okay, so you can't even go up for that second place spot.
Mm-mm. Which that could be something too. Having true second matches. I don't know.
I'm okay with obviously first place. Yeah, you should be able to get in there, but
because conference tournaments they'll have a true ninth or a true eighth, where it's if the Big Ten has 8 allocations that go, they'll have a ninth place bracket, and winner of ninth place that gives you an at large, and you can with some of them they'll let you they'll have wrestlebacks and be yeah, I'm sorry that you lost, but you have to come back and wrestle. Because the year before I came, the guys on the team were telling me about it with Javon Parrish, and it happened to a different kid at the Big 12s. They wrestled, they were out of the tournament, they wrestled through their little bracket, whatever, or maybe they took 8th. They're out to dinner with their family, and they get a phone call hey, you have to come back and wrestle. He's I'm done. No, you have to come back and wrestle because this kid, whatever, wrestled back through, and he has whatever it is for NCAA qualifications. So then they're pulling this kid out of dinner with his family. They have to rush back to the arena, put his shoes on, go out there and wrestle. And the Big 12 kid lost. I don't remember if Javon won or lost.
That's tough coming in that situation.
You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody got their medals. Everyone's going home. No, you have to come back and wrestle. I'm out to dinner with my family. Sorry about you. You're going to forfeit if you don't. Well, okay. Here we go. But
nothing is quite like wrestling.
No,
it's scheduling this.
It's a different sport.
As evidenced by some of the wrestlers. You guys just, not in a bad way, you guys just talk differently.
Mm-hmm.
Say it lightly. We do got a great question that I do want to get to, but we'll do that on the third and final segment. So we'll enter that one next about Nebraska's home venue and possibly selling one out on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Takedown Tuesdays. Harrison Arns, Ridge Lovett.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at coppellcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
All ticketing options for the 2026 Love Nebraska season are now available. Single match tickets start as low as $16, even cheaper if you want to bring a group. Don't miss your chance to see professional stars like Jordan Larson and Lexi Rodriguez in action this season. Purchase your preferred ticketing option today by visiting lobbneb.com/tickets.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. The holidays are here, and Fairway has everything you need for charcuterie boards, shrimp trays, party platters, wine, beer, spirits, and so much more. Plus, custom fresh cuts on USDA choice or prime grade beef, all natural pork, fresh chicken, and seafood. Your holiday meals start at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination. Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com. The top-ranked Nebraska volleyball team is trying to play its way to the Final Four in Kansas City. Make your plans now to cheer on the Huskers with a VIP travel experience from Sports Trip and the Nebraska Alumni Association. Travel round trip from Lincoln in a luxury motor coach with free parking, plus an overnight stay at the beautiful Hotel Indigo in Kansas City. See details and register at HuskerAlumniTrip.com. Hurry, spots are limited. Register now at HuskerAlumniTrip.com.
With your look inside Husker Wrestling, here is your host, Ridge Lovett, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Takedown Tuesday on 93.7 The Ticket. Ridge Lovett, Harrison Arms, holding it down.
Absolutely. Let's get to this one off of X. Charlie chimes in and says, do you think that Nebraska can sell out a home meet this year? They got pretty close with Penn State last year.
Absolutely. We definitely can. You know, a lot more eyes now after the way our season finished last year. A lot more excitement. We just got to win some of these tough duels. Win against Oklahoma State coming up.
I think you start with North Carolina. You destroy them.
We should. We should.
And then that hypes it up for tune up for Oklahoma State. I think that's the one a lot of eyes will be drawn to.
Yeah. So
go to both. Go to both still. Don't get me wrong. But
looking for a good showing against Oklahoma State with the team and with the crowd. Right? That's going to be a big duel. Oklahoma State travels pretty well, so there'll definitely be some Okie State fans in the building. Iowa they travel real well. They will definitely be here. They'll definitely bring a bunch of fans.
Right? Iowa, I feel like Iowa would travel well. Yeah, we get them obviously as well. That's January 23rd.
That's right there in that stretch.
Yeah, that's a brutal stretch. I mean, Minnesota, Iowa, Ohio State, Penn State. Back to back to back to back. Is Purdue any good?
Their 65-pounder is tough. That was who Trelly beat in the national finals last year. But outside of him,
I mean, that's your only easy one. I by easy, it's never easy, but I mean, that's just a hell of a run. Oklahoma State, UNI, Purdue, but then, like I said, it's that Minnesota, Iowa, Ohio State, Penn State. And then you get a breather with Northwestern. Yeah.
Welcome to the Big Ten. But that'll be good. Getting to face that tough competition, right? Ohio State again. We'll get to see them again. And it's hard to beat somebody 2, 3, 4 times in a season, right? Especially with Brock Hardy and Mendez. They've wrestled a few times now. And I don't know if Brock's ever beat him the first time that they wrestled. Right? Last year he knocked him off at Big Tens, then was sick at Nationals. But things like that is tough to do. To beat somebody 3 times in a row, someone who's really good, it's just way tougher than catching them one time sleeping in the national tournament. So getting to see those teams, and then we'll wrestle them again at conference, and then those teams we'll probably see them again at nationals. Individual matchups here and there, preferably on the top side of the bracket. It's a lot more fun up there, a lot less stressful. But that's going to be a good stretch. That's going to be exciting. Dudes are going to have to step up for that one.
Give me keys to victory for North Carolina, Oklahoma State, just those two, because I think they're pretty close back to back. Yeah, 19th and 21st.
Yeah, that's a Friday, Sunday.
Yeah.
A big weight management is going to be number one, right? The Friday, Sunday duels, we have quite a few of those during the Big Ten season. All Big Ten duels are Friday, Sundays. So that'll be our first practice one of the year, you could say, before we get into the conference ones. But a lot of the dudes on the team are pretty experienced with it, especially our weight cutters. They've done it before. So managing weight for that one, coming in low to the first duel, so that way you don't have to do a lot on Saturday. Your weight's already pretty good. So it'll be cruise into weight Friday night, handle business, stomp UNC. And then right after that duel, you don't need a lot. You just go home, go to sleep. You don't need to go out and get dinner. Just go home, go to sleep, wake up, refuel a little bit, get a workout in, and get ready to cruise into that next weight. Because I don't think Oklahoma State, I would assume that they don't have a dual scheduled that Friday at home. They could maybe, but these guys are going to be coming in for a one-way in on the road. So if we get we'll be at home. They'll probably get here Saturday, come in, get some workouts in. And, step one is going to be handling the weight, right? That's pretty much for every duel, cutting your weight the right way. So that way, when you go out there, step on the mat and compete, you can be at 100% or as close to it as you can. And a little bit of just remembering how that duel went at national duels, right? I haven't talked to him yet, but I was in the stands surrounded by Oklahoma State fans. And I was about to get up and start talking back. Like, no, y'all really want to know what I think? But, was holding back a little bit. But part of that's going to be wrestling with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. We were the hunted. Now we get to be the hunter again.
Fresh. I want to look it up. Their last one they'll be coming off of West Virginia, but that's the week prior. So they'll have that entire week, and that'll be the first match of the weekend for them.
Yeah, so they're going to be cruising. They're going to fly here private. They're going to feel like, oh, we already kicked the crap out of this team. Let's go in here. Let's do it again. No shot. You got to, stand up business, especially at the Devaney. We'll be at home. They're going to be bringing fans, so we need fans to show up, because once you get in the ref's head, like what we were talking about earlier with Carver.
You had it on the text line. Someone chimed in. I should go back to it quickly. I'll read it. But yeah, Joe on YouTube said, I feel at Devaney, the crowd chants for it. The refs refuse to call it despite of the crowd. So let's go a little bit louder. Some of them get on the refs back if they're not calling it the way we think they should.
I'll figure out the refs' names and write it on a sign so we can really talk to them. No, but, crowd support would be awesome. But it's on the guys. Attack each individual matchup. We already got to wrestle them once. We have tape on it. Some of our starters weren't wrestling that duel. Right. So we have tape on them. They didn't get that feel yet. Right. So come out firing, ready to go and wrestle to win. If we fight for every single point, don't leave anything close. Don't leave it in the ref's hands. Cause more times than not, it seems like you come out on the losing end of that. So go out there, take what's yours and hold it down for real.
I'm fired up for it.
It's gonna.
I
be
mean,
good.
that's gonna be a game where you wear the N on your chest proudly. Like that's the redemption arc, and you let Oklahoma State know that was a fluke.
100%.
Like, you guys got lucky. We weren't ourselves.
I'm
We were hurt.
gonna talk to the guys on the team. Do you guys want to know what they were saying up in the stands? Right? Because they were saying some things that were not very nice. This is what they thought about us. So let's go out there and BTA, baby. Come on.
I'm excited for it. We got a little ways to go yet, but my blood's starting to boil for it. That'll be a great one. Starts with obviously North Carolina on the 19th, and they followed up with let's hope for a big win versus Oklahoma State on the 21st. Appreciate you guys listening. This has been Takedown Tuesday. Harrison Ernst on the ones and twos as always. Jalen Reyes, Nebraska volleyball assistant coach, coming up next.
Here at Midwest Bank, we want to thank all the generous donors who helped us make our 2025 turkey dinner for schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, we raised enough money to provide 191 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, we